If you have a Lithuanian 50 cent coin dated 2015 sitting in your collection, you may be holding a fascinating piece of modern European history. But before you believe every claim that says this ordinary-looking coin is automatically worth $100, there is an important story you need to hear. Welcome back to Coin Collection 1, where we explore the history, rarity, hidden details, errors, and real collector value behind coins from around the world. So before you spend, sell, or ignore that Lithuanian 50 cent coin, make sure you watch this video until the end, because one small detail can make the difference between a coin worth only its face value and an unusual example that collectors may be willing to pay considerably more for. Today we are traveling to Lithuania, a country with a history that stretches back centuries, a nation whose identity has survived changing borders, political upheaval, occupation, independence, and eventually membership in the European Union. Our focus is the Lithuania 50 cent coin dated 2015, the first-year issue associated with Lithuania's transition to the euro. At first glance, it may look like a simple piece of everyday money, but this coin represents a major turning point in Lithuania's modern economic history. Lithuania adopted the euro on January 1, 2015, becoming the 19th country to use the common European currency at that time. The national designs of its euro coins feature one of the country's most important historical symbols, the Vytis, the mounted knight that appears on the Lithuanian state emblem. The Lithuanian national sides were designed by sculptor Antanas Žukauskas. The 2015 date is especially interesting because it marks the beginning of Lithuania's official euro coin era. For collectors, first-year issues can be attractive because they document the moment when a country's currency system changed. Before the euro, Lithuania used the litas, a currency closely connected with the country's modern independence. When the euro arrived, the old litas coins gradually disappeared from circulation, while the new euro coins introduced Lithuania's national identity into a monetary system shared across Europe. The 2015 50 cent therefore belongs to a fascinating generation of coins. It is simultaneously a piece of Lithuanian history and part of the much larger story of European monetary integration. Now, let's examine the coin itself. The denomination is 50 cents, and its standard circulating version is made from an alloy commonly known as Nordic gold. Despite the name, there is no actual gold in the coin. The alloy consists primarily of copper, with aluminum, zinc, and tin, giving the coin its distinctive golden appearance. The standard specifications are approximately 7.8 grams in weight, 24.25 millimeters in diameter, and 2.38 millimeters thick. The coin has a milled edge and a metal alignment. These physical characteristics are important when authenticating a coin because a significant difference in weight, diameter, or thickness can indicate damage, alteration, or counterfeit. Turn the coin over, and you encounter the common European side of the 50 cent denomination. The design was created by Belgian coin designer Luc Lykex, whose initials appear on euro coin designs throughout the Eurozone. The reverse side combines the denomination with a map representing Europe and the idea of European unity. The 12 stars surrounding the design are another important symbol, representing the European Union. This common side connects your Lithuanian coin to millions of other euro coins circulating across Europe. Yet when you turn it back over, the story becomes distinctly Lithuanian. On the national side is the magnificent Vytis, a mounted knight carrying a sword and shield while riding forward on horseback. This image has deep historical roots in Lithuania. The Vytis has been associated with the Grand Duchy of Lithuania and became one of the country's most recognizable national symbols. On the euro coin, the knight creates a powerful impression of movement and strength, while the surrounding 12 stars connect Lithuania's national identity with its place in the European Union. The inscriptions include Lietuva, meaning Lithuania, and the year 2015. The national design was created by sculptor Antanas Žukauskas, whose work appears across Lithuania's euro coin denominations. And this is where we need to talk about the mysterious letter or mint identification that collectors often notice. The Lithuanian euro coins were minted by the Lithuanian Mint or Lietuvos Montų Kalykla in Vilnius. Catalog references commonly identify the mint as LMK, and the 2015 50-euro-cent issue is catalogued with that mint identification. If your coin is described simply as having an L mint mark, it is important not to confuse that with a separate official mint mark in the same way you might see on some American or older European coins. The letters associated with the Lithuanian Mint can appear as part of the design or catalog identification, so collectors should examine the exact location and appearance of the letters rather than assuming every L is a rare mint mark. The year 2015 makes this coin even more interesting. According to catalog information, approximately 40 million standard circulation examples of the 2015 Lithuanian 50-euro-cent were produced, with additional smaller quantities made for special brilliant uncirculated and proof presentations. NGC's World Coin Information lists a total figure of about 40,035,000 for the 2015 issue, while Numista separately lists a 40 million circulation quantity, 35,000 brilliant uncirculated examples, and 7,000 proof examples. These figures show something important. The ordinary circulated 2015 coin is not considered extremely scarce simply because it carries the first euro year. However, special presentation pieces and unusual errors can be much more interesting to collectors. This brings us to the biggest question. Is the 2015 Lithuanian 50-euro-cent really worth 100? The honest answer is that a normal circulated example is generally not worth $100. Its face value remains 50 euro cents, and ordinary examples in circulated condition generally trade close to face value. Even a nice uncirculated coin is typically worth only a modest premium. Catalog listings for the standard 2015 issue show values around the face value range for circulated examples, with higher prices for brilliant uncirculated or proof versions. This means that if someone tells you that every 2015 Lithuanian 50-euro-cent coin is automatically worth $100, that claim should be treated with caution. But that does not mean your coin cannot be interesting or valuable. The difference between an ordinary coin and a collectible coin often comes down to condition, variety, provenance, and errors. This is one of the most important lessons in coin collecting. A coin can be common in general, but rare in a specific condition. It can also be common in normal production, but extremely unusual if it contains a genuine minting error. For example, collectors of modern euro coins pay close attention to major mint errors such as dramatic off-center strikes, double strikes, wrong planchets, missing design elements, major die breaks, broad strikes, and other production abnormalities. However, there is a major difference between a true mint error and damage that happened after the coin entered circulation. A scratch, dent, discoloration, flattened edge, or unusual shape caused by machinery, transportation, or human activity is not automatically a valuable mint error. Authentic errors are created during the manufacturing process at the mint, and their value depends heavily on rarity, visibility, and collector demand. The same principle applies to supposed varieties. Online marketplaces sometimes feature ordinary coins advertised as rare simply because they are old, foreign, or have a small design difference. Collectors should never rely on a dramatic price tag alone. A seller asking $100 does not mean a coin is worth $100. The real question is whether comparable coins have actually sold for that amount, and whether the coin has a recognized variety, a certified error, or exceptional condition. This is particularly important for the 2015 Lithuanian 50-euro-cent because the date itself is not enough to make the coin rare. The 2015 issue was produced in substantial numbers as Lithuania entered the Eurozone. In fact, the first-year significance is more historical than purely monetary. It is a wonderful addition to a collection of Euro introductions, Lithuanian coins, European circulation coins, or first-year currency issues, but the average example should not be treated as a guaranteed $100 coin. So why do collectors search for this coin? The first reason is history. The 2015 Lithuanian euro coins represent the beginning of Lithuania's euro circulation era. The second reason is design. The Vytis is one of the most recognizable symbols of Lithuanian identity, and it gives the national side of the coin a strong historical character. The third reason is collecting. Many euro collectors attempt to build complete collections of every country and denomination, making Lithuanian coins essential pieces in a broader euro collection. The fourth reason is condition. Finding a 2015 example with brilliant original surfaces, sharp details, and minimal contact marks can be more challenging than simply finding a circulated coin. And then there is the possibility of an error. Imagine finding a 2015 Lithuanian 50 euro cent with a dramatic, authenticated minting error. Suddenly, the conversation changes. Instead of asking whether the coin is worth 50 cents, collectors begin asking how rare the error is, how it occurred, how many examples are known, and whether it has been professionally certified. This is where some modern coins can achieve prices far beyond their face value. However, extremely high prices usually apply only to exceptionally rare errors, top condition specimens, or documented record sales. They should never be assumed to apply to every coin of the same date and denomination. If you believe you have a valuable example, the first step is careful inspection. Examine both sides under good lighting. Look closely at the date, the Vytis design, the lettering, the stars, the denomination, and the edge. Check whether the strike appears complete and properly centered. If you notice something unusual, compare it with authenticated examples of the same issue. Weigh the coin using an accurate digital scale, capable of measuring to at least 1/100th of a gram, and measure its diameter with precision calipers if available. A standard coin should be close to the published specifications of 7.8 grams and 24.25 millimeters. Remember that small differences can occur because of normal manufacturing tolerances, and so measurements alone do not prove an error. Authentication becomes especially important when a coin is advertised as being worth $100 or more. A genuine coin should have the correct metal composition, dimensions, weight, design, and manufacturing characteristics. If the price is unusually high, consider having the coin examined by a reputable numismatist or professional grading service. Certification can be particularly useful for rare errors or high-grade examples because it provides independent confirmation of authenticity and condition. Grading is another factor that can influence value. A heavily circulated 2015 50 euro cent may show scratches, small contact marks, surface wear, and loss of its original luster. A brilliant uncirculated coin will have much sharper details and more original surface quality. A proof coin, produced specifically for collectors, will have distinctive presentation characteristics and should be evaluated separately from an ordinary circulation strike. The key point is that condition matters, but condition alone does not magically transform a common circulation coin into a $100 rarity. Preservation is therefore extremely important. If you own one of these coins and want to keep it for your collection, avoid cleaning it with chemicals, polishing compounds, toothpaste, or abrasive materials. Cleaning can permanently damage the original surface and reduce collector appeal. Instead, handle the coin by its edges and store it in a non-reactive holder designed for coins. Keeping the coin away from excessive moisture, heat, and harsh chemicals will help preserve its appearance. If you discover what appears to be a valuable error, resist the temptation to clean it before professional evaluation. There is also an interesting psychological side to collecting this coin. Because Lithuania joined the Eurozone in 2015, some collectors naturally assume that every coin from that year must be rare. But numismatics teaches us that historical importance and rarity are not always the same thing. A coin can be historically important without being scarce. Conversely, a tiny production mistake can create a rare variety that is much more valuable than a normal coin from the same year. That is exactly why experienced collectors look beyond the date. They study mintage figures, they compare die varieties, they examine minting characteristics, they learn how errors occur, they investigate auction records, and most importantly, they verify claims before spending money. For the 2015 Lithuanian 50 euro cent, the standard circulation version is best understood as a historically significant first-year euro coin rather than an automatic $100 treasure. If your particular coin is valued at approximately $100, there should ideally be a specific reason for that valuation. It might be a certified mint error, an unusual and recognized variety, an exceptionally high grade, a special proof or collector issue, or another documented characteristic. Without such a factor, a $100 estimate would be considerably higher than the typical value of an ordinary example. This distinction is essential for anyone building a coin collection. Never judge a coin's value simply by looking at an online listing where someone has placed a high asking price. Instead, look for evidence of actual completed sales and compare coins with the same date, mint, variety, condition, and certification status. The difference between an asking price and a realized sale can be enormous, and there is one final detail that makes this coin worth remembering. When you hold a 2015 Lithuanian 50 euro cent in your hand, you are not simply holding a piece of metal worth €0.50. You are holding a small physical record of a major moment in Lithuania's economic history. The coin represents the country's entrance into the euro era, carries the ancient image of the Vytis, and connects Lithuania's national identity to the wider European project. That is the true magic of coin collecting. A coin does not need to be worth a fortune to be valuable to history. Sometimes the greatest treasure is the story hidden behind the design. So if you have a Lithuania 50 euro cent from 2015, take a closer look. Check the condition. Examine the details. Look carefully for genuine minting abnormalities. Verify the mint identification. Compare the specifications. And if you believe you have an unusual example that could approach the $100 level, get it professionally evaluated before making any decision to sell. Remember, the ordinary coin is generally worth close to face value, while genuinely rare errors, exceptional condition, or specialized collector pieces can command much higher prices. The 2015 Lithuanian 50 euro cent may not be a guaranteed hidden fortune, but it is certainly a fascinating coin with a powerful story. From the ancient Vytis symbol to Lithuania's historic transition into the Eurozone, from the streets of Vilnius to coin collections around the world, this small golden-colored coin captures an important chapter in European history. And perhaps that is why collectors continue to search through foreign coins, old jars, family collections, and boxes of loose change. You never know what story you might discover or what unusual detail might be hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this journey into the history and mystery of the 2015 Lithuanian 50 euro cent, make sure to like this video, share it with fellow coin collectors, and subscribe to Coin Collection 1 for more fascinating coins, rare varieties, historic currency, mint errors, and hidden treasures from around the world. And now I want to hear from you. Do you own a 2015 Lithuanian 50 euro cent? Have you ever discovered a rare coin or a mint error in your own collection? Let us know in the comments. Your next ordinary-looking coin could be the one that tells an extraordinary story.